We have Avalanche symbol AVAX versus the dollar. And what do we have? We have yet another rejection at the $95 region. That is our clean and clear criteria for looking at this as a, as a major low actually, and getting somewhat bullish on it again, looking for moves back up towards, 109 to 111-ish region. And at that point, this thing's going to look actually pretty good for the long term. Until then, this one is still selling off the 55, which is not a great sign. And short term, we still remain with a downside trend. Now, there is one sort of good thing. I wouldn't say it's a good thing, but at least you don't have hidden bearish divergence on this next 4-hour high right here if it does put in a lower high right there. So if it does continue with trend to the downside, I just look for one more test down, which, yeah, the hourly looks like it does want to do that. I should not be feeding you hopium on this one. This one does look like it wants to test back down around your current low, somewhere around about 84 bucks or so. The same thing as yesterday. I hesitate on getting bullish on this one as long as you're below 96.5. Above 96.5, things start to look a lot better, but short term it is more downside angled for the hourly and realistically the 4 hour as well. I'm just kind of calling out there, at least there's not hidden bearish divergence on this current 4-hour high or the one that's being built in right now. So I would also on the other side say that I refrain from getting like full on bearish on this thing as long as you're above about 79.5. Below 79.5, yes, big problems on a daily closure, and I do look for moves down towards 70 to 65 over time. Should not look good, which would not look good. But let's say that Bitcoin comes down to like 47 and then bounces off of there and then actually puts in the bull trap. Again, this is a hypothetical situation. This has not happened obviously, but what I can do is I can do the old LARP lines. You'd see something like this on AVAX, test the low somewhere around low 80 bucks, bounce back up, and then take out the highs right here, something like that. That would look really, really good if you just see it back above about 95 bucks. Even just to tick above your 7th of December high, that's going to be interpreted as quite good, although it is rather aggressive. We can also go over here and just see what momentum is looking like on this thing from a stochastic perspective, just to see if there's anything that's disagreeing with that. 4-hour stokes will turn back up above 88.25 if you can close above there, which is happening in about an hour and 20 minutes, which it's literally right at right now. Could be better. 12-hour is also going to turn back up above 86 bucks. So, still, short term it's looking like a little bit of downside, but I think that it will have a chance. Daily will also freshly cross up with any sort of a daily closure today above 85.40. That would also be a good sign. Well, it's better than crossing down, obviously. But still, the big bad area to be aware of is the same as yesterday and the day prior, 96.5 bucks. Or you could even say 95 on a closing basis. Sorry, I think I got that opposite earlier, but it's 96.5 on a wick basis or 95 on a closing basis above there. This does start to look a lot more like a nice local low right here, and I'd be looking for targets back up towards, the low teens at 110 or so. Somewhere around there would be fair game, and that would bode well for the future. Until then, big problems below about 79.5, so hopefully that was helpful, and there you go for Avalanche.